Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So, first of all, y'all, I want to talk to you all about a part of your assignment and some things that you can anticipate when you step out of hermit mode. Some of you will be given, many of you actually, will be given the assignment that places you in the spotlight. Okay? There's a reason why you go into hermit mode and you step into the shadows, because you go in there to do the shadow work. You go in there to shed all of those layers. So you need some privacy to do that, okay? Because you peeling back layers and layers and layers of falsehood and representatives that was not you. But these was energies that you picked up on throughout your life through societal influences and your family influences and peer pressure and things of that nature, and just hardship. The hardships of life caused you to put up a lot of layers to protect yourself. But in hermit mode, you find a sense of comfort there, because that's where you can heal, that's where you can mend, that's where you can nest, right? And so you start peeling back those layers until you get down to the most authentic, organic version of who you've been created to be. So by the time you get done with all of those transformations and metamorphoses, because you will go through quite a few of them while you're in hermit mode, there's going to be a time where the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team says, all right, it's time for you to come out. And there can be a tug of war that you might have with them. Like, I ain't ready to come out because it's too comfortable here. But eventually you even address that side of yourself that doesn't want to be in the spotlight. And then you get into the spotlight. Now, because this is a part of your assignment to be seen and heard by many, you will be seen and heard by many in divine timing. This is highly intimidating for those people who are currently in the spotlight. Those people who threw themselves into the spotlight for the wrong reasons. And so those people who put themselves in the spotlight and they've been there for a minute, right? But they didn't do no healing. And if they did do some healing, they did very little healing, because there was more focused on image, clout, views, likes. They was more focused on creating this illusionary person for the world, right? So they've been in the spotlight, but here you come, chosen. Here you come with your healed, authentic, organic self. That is highly intimidating for a lot of people who have maintained a particular image through falsehood. So what happens is there's an upside to this, because you end up attracting the people who are supposed to hear your message. Those people who are supposed to see you, they're supposed to hear your testimony, they're supposed to see your transformation, and you're a guide to a lot of people. That's what you become, because you come with a lot of wisdom. But then the downside to it are those people who feel like that spotlight belongs to them. They believe that the people who are gravitating towards you should be gravitating towards them. They're disappointed that the spiritual downloads that you're receiving, they didn't receive it. They're disappointed that the assignments that you are given, they wasn't given those assignments. Why? Because your assignment is something that only a healed, organic, authentic being with integrity can take on. And so many of those people who have thrown themselves into the spotlight, they don't possess the light that you have. And so because they don't possess the light, they can't get the messages, nor will they be given the assignment. So it creates a lot of jealousy and envy in unhealed people. So what comes with that are naysayers, people who will throw shade at you, but they're doing and try and minimize what you have been called to do. This is why it's so important to have that protection, that shield of protection around you in everything that you do. Because what you can't stop, what you cannot prevent, is people from having this, aligned perception of who you are, right? People will think, people who will, try and create this narrative about who you are because they're envious of the fact that you were given an assignment that they were not given. But if you really look at it from a higher perspective, that's how you know who's chosen. That's how you know who's truly chosen, is when you let people, you step back and you give people the room that they need to express their purpose openly and freely, right? There is no comparison. There is no competition. There is no, okay, well, that person shouldn't be able to do this because they haven't been on the scene long enough, or they haven't been on a journey long enough, or I've known this far longer than them. There is no competition when it comes to true chosen seeds. That's how you know if someone is healed or not. Because jealousy is not even a factor if you have truly done the shadow work. Envy, gossiping, that gossiping spirit, that desire to want to see people fail or to try to throw obstacles in front of people's pathway because in your mind it's a race, that energy does not exist for a chosen seed that has gone into hermit mode to truly do the shadow work. That person that has truly faced themselves and faced those inner child wounds and those wounds that was created through adulthood, that person would never put themselves in competition with another person who is coming forward and expressing their, assignment. And so that's how you know how to discern someone who was given a particular assignment and someone who just threw themselves into doing something because it was trending, or threw themselves into doing something because it attracted a certain amount of wealth. It's easy to see the difference. And so a lot of times when you emerge from the shadows, from doing your shadow work as a chosen seed, and you come through shining, like the sun, and you got all of these people that are, gravitating towards you because what you're bringing is something that they've been waiting for, right? Something that they've been waiting for is highly intimidating to that person that's been on the scene. Because it's like, well, hold up. You've been on the scene for 10 years plus, 7 years plus, maybe even 20 years plus. And yet that one thing that many of the people needed to nurture them, needed to empower them, to strengthen them, you wasn't able to provide. Why? Because it was not your assignment. And so people have a hard time accepting that. And rather than just sitting back and saying, well, maybe this person that has been brought forward can bring something to me that can actually better me and make me a better person. No, they want to try to throw shade on the work that you do, chosen. You all know that I've been given the assignment to do, as a spiritual warrior. That's me. That's a large part of my assignment. It's one of them, but it's a major part of my assignment because I've been given the authority to use my gifts as a chosen seed, my ability to alchemize and transmute energy, to tap in, to see what the powers that were are doing, and to break the chains, to destroy and cancel out the spell work that they've been putting over the masses in our lineage for far too long, hundreds of years, right? The Most High gave me that authority. So there's been quite a number of times since I've had this channel in 2021, it's been almost 3 years, that my spiritual team has told me, hey, today we're going to do a ritual to break the spells of, the curses, the generational curses. Today we're going to do a ritual to break the spells of the British Empire and so-called Queen Elizabeth. We're going to go in and break those spells that was being sent out through those ravens. Y'all know we did that a long time ago. They've given me the assignment to break these, the energy that's cast out over the masses of fear, especially when it comes to police brutality and things of that nature. I've been given the assignment to break the spell of the energy that was being poured into this false god that was created while they're using the blood rituals and sacrificial rituals in order to feed the beast through this image that they called Jesus. I've been given many different assignments to shut down the energy that has been placed over the masses that put a lot of people to sleep for generations. That's a heavy assignment. And it did not come without me having to go through some massive, massive changes. When I tell you the person that I am today is not who I was 5 years ago, I truly mean that. The Most High, Mother and Father, has done major work on me to get me back into remembrance of who I am and what I was placed here to do. And so there are people who are in opposition to my assignment, just like there will be people who are in opposition to your assignment. Why? Because you will bring something that they wasn't given the authority to do. And that's intimidating to those people who are not truly a part of the fold. And so rather than giving you your accolades from a distance, they ain't even got to say it out loud. They will use their platform to try to shut you down and to try to say what you're doing is wrong. Okay? They will use their position to try and sway the opinions of those people who might be gravitating to what you have to say, especially if they're coming from, let's just say we're talking about social media. If they have a particular audience, let's talk about the spiritual community. If they have a particular audience and that audience might mention you, and they might say, oh, well, I'll just use myself. Shavi Zane is over there doing, rituals to cancel out the energy of the powers that were, and that particular person will be like, oh no, that's not what we do. Who is we? That's not what you've been assigned to do. Why? Because that assignment would have been too heavy for you to carry, especially when you're not in your authenticity, you're not healed, and you're too busy focused on competition and giving the people what they want. Too busy focused on being a part of a clique, but haven't even come into the remembrance of who you are. Too busy focused on doing spell work on people out of jealousy and envy, using your so-called spiritual gifts to harm others, but not using those gifts to tear down the structure, a system that has been putting its foot on the necks of people that look just like you for generations. You'll be surprised at how people will try to discourage others from learning and growing and evolving through you, Chosen. But that's when everything becomes a competition for them. But for you, it's all about purpose. And as long as you maintain your position, knowing that you receive spiritual wisdom, your spiritual team will not lead you astray. And when you're given a particular assignment, you fulfill that assignment. If they tell you to go left, you're going to go left. If they tell you to go right, you're going to go right. If they tell you to keep looking ahead, you're going to keep looking ahead because you are being divinely guided. And you recognize that this thing is bigger than you. You don't forget that you are a spirit having a human experience. And so in this human experience, you didn't just come here to passively exist, nor did you come here for likes and subscribes, or to be a part of people's cliques, or to put on a particular representative that will be people pleasing. That's not your assignment. You didn't go through that metamorphosis and all of those deaths and rebirths and transformations just to come right back out wearing a mask in order to appease the insecurities of the person that's been in their seat for 10 years, 20 years. They just gonna have to get over the fact that the chosen are here. We are here, and our assignments will be fulfilled. Regardless of the naysayers, it will not stop the purpose. And so these are things that you got to get prepared for, stepping out into the spotlight. But just know that those people that you are meant to reach, you will reach them. And the impact that you are meant to have, you will have that impact on humanity. And those beings who are attracted to you, out of jealousy and envy, they too will be judged for trying to cast negative energy over what you've been called to do. And they're also going to end up telling on themselves, because those same people that might have gravitated to what you was having to say, they took the meat from what you was bringing, and they might have taken some meat from the person that's in opposition to you. They're going to know the difference between the two when they start to make comparisons on how this person is subtly putting out things to try and completely oppose what you've been called to do as a chosen seed. And they will make the right decision when it comes to who's real versus who's fake. And ultimately, that's the separation of the wheat from the tare. Because fake people gravitate towards fake people. Real people gravitate towards real people. And so don't get frustrated. Don't get discouraged when that part of your assignment becomes apparent, or when that part of your journey becomes apparent. Don't get discouraged. Just know that that's what it is. When you're stepping into the spotlight, you step on toes. You ain't trying to step on toes. You just trying to step into your purpose. And you will. It ain't no trying. You will step into your purpose, and you will fulfill your purpose in this lifetime, whether the naysayers, the jealous people, and the competitive energies like it or not. You will thrive and you will shine. So that's my message for you all. Continue to do what you've been called to do. Don't worry about what people have to say. Bring your gifts forward, because obviously you have something that person next to you, they wasn't given the assignment to do, so only you can fulfill that. That's my message for you all. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know how this might resonate with your circumstance, and I'll talk to y'all next time.